Well, Kimberly mentioned this in her last segment, answering that question. It's only money, but you know what? We stress about it. So we're going to talk about building a budget when you are building a room.
Yeah.
So this would be our family room, our living room, our sitting room.
It's representative of the pieces you might have if you were doing any of those rooms.
Right.
And we don't like to talk about budget. It seems scary, and most consumers follow the I'm going to put my head in the sand rule. I'm just going to buy as I go, and at some point you run out of money, you run out of confidence, and the room never gets finished. Right. So what I'm going to suggest instead is you always start with a floor plan. So let's say this is your living space. You've decided you need a sofa, 2 chairs, another chair over there, a couple of end tables, a coffee table, a carpet, a lamp. You see, I've already listed about 20 things.
Yeah.
So what happens often, we'll go into someone's home and they'll say, I want to redo my living room and my dining room and the kitchen, and I have $10,000. So I'll say, okay, why don't we pull out a piece of paper, we get the floor plan, we list all the items on the floor plan, and then I'll say to the customer, how much do you want to spend on a sofa? Where do you buy sofas? Everybody has a go-to store.
Yeah.
Everybody can think of their favorite place to buy a sofa. So they'll say, well, I buy my sofas at Brentwood Classics. That's where these came. This is my line. And if that's the case, you know the sofa is going to be around $3,000. So that's a bench-made sofa, made by hand, glued, screwed, double doweled. It's going to last you a lifetime. Mm-hmm. You might say, I'm going to go somewhere else and it's about $1,900. That's fine. Write it down. Add an amount beside every piece of furniture, beside the sofa, beside the 2 chairs, beside the single chair, beside the coffee table. Base it on where you like to shop, and then do the math. And it's really surprising. You see people's eyes just burst out of their head. So it's not that the designer's always trying to get customer to spend more. We actually want to spend what you want to spend. We want to give you the results you want to get, but we just have to talk about that more up front. And you also want to remember things like pillows. You know, they sometimes don't include pillows, right, which can add up, and lamps and knickknacks and all those other things.
But it's sort of like renovating. You wouldn't start a renovation without a budget. You wouldn't say, I'm going to knock the house apart and I'll figure it out as I go along.
Yeah.
You know, you think, there's only so much I've got.
I get those calls sometimes.
Well, those are the dangerous ones. But you would say,
come?
I've got X amount for my renovation. I have no more. Maybe a little contingency of 5 or 10%.
Yeah.
But this is my budget. I have to work it out. But think about it the same way when it comes to decorating. Don't just think, oh, well, we'll see what happens in the end, because you may end up with half a room.
That's right. And literally, if you do have $10,000, I'm not suggesting that's not a substantial amount of money. I get that.
Yeah.
Let's say you really do and you want to do 3 rooms. Once you do that exercise, you may find out you need $20,000 to do all of the things you want to do. At that point, you have to decide, can I spend more money? And if not, what am I going to cut out? Right. And the thing you don't want to do is cut out a little bit from each room. You actually want to take one room and get it done from top to tail, so that that's one space in your house that you go into and you go, I am such a good decorator.
Yes.
I did this.
But when you phase it in, you'll find, like if you say, okay, it's a 4-year plan, 4 years or 3 years or 2 years goes pretty fast.
Right.
Before you know it, it's done.
Yeah.
But you've done it right, and you're going to have it for a long time, and you're not going to.
I say the key to all of that is that you said confidence, and that's the reason why you stick to the one room, you start it and you end it, because as a homeowner, you want to feel that confidence. Yeah. I can do this, and I've done it. So now that I've done this room, I know that I can go over and do my bathroom. I can go and do my kitchen, and I'm going to use the same methodology.
Right. I can repeat with confidence what I did to do this room over and over and over again. The other thing to think about is, you know, let's say you have $10,000. You might buy a $3,000 sofa because you want it to last for life. That's great. But you might buy a $200 coffee table because you don't want to make a commitment to it. It's fine. That's how we do it.
You can buy
that's how we dress.
Topshop for your outfit.
Yes.
We
the
want
belt
that
versus the shoes, right?
Right?
You know, what are you going to spend more on? What's more important to you, and what are you going to cheap out on?
Exactly.
Because there's a few things that you don't really mind. You're going to switch it out.
But that's clever. That's clever decorating, clever fashion.
Yes.
You can wear a Topshop shirt and Hugo Boss pants and great shoes. It's about the mixing. It's about being clever.
Yeah.
Spend on your staples.
Exactly.
I want to know the thing that people are most surprised about when it comes to cost, let's say in a living area. What is the thing that they are like, oh my goodness, are you serious? What would you say? 2
things. The draperies typically will be 30% of your budget. So no matter how you slice it, it's going to be a big ticket item. You could go without them, but your room will never look finished. The other thing is the pillows. So these have down in them. All of the pillows we do with Brentwood have down. Okay. So often we'll pick an amazing fabric like this, and it's very expensive. So I'd love to see a sofa in this, but it's going to be cost prohibitive. Instead, I need a yard and a half to do great pillows. And it's a splurge because it's a small item, but look at the difference the sofa is here with just the tone-on-tone gray, and then you throw in that pillow.
I'm still shocked sometimes when I see the price of some pillows.
Right, the
like I'm
pillows are
shocked. Like
really-
I'll turn over to and go, and I'm used to prices.
Right.
And I'm like, oh my God, that's that much money? I mean, it takes a lot to shock me when it comes to money.
Yes.
But every so often I'll turn a pillow and go, wow.
But wouldn't it be, it's better to spend $300 on a pillow than $12,000 on the sofa. Right? And because of the contrast, the pillow is actually the thing that's really memorable about the setting. It stands out, it grabs your attention. So
or buy the $29 pillow and then splurge on one pillow that's expensive.
Exactly.
Right. Okay, good stuff. Let's go to break. More coming up. It's home day. Good tips.